champagne or rum, achieve success with Global.Media.com. Every step forward is a new beat to your drum. Achieve success with Global.Media.com. Then celebrate it with or without champagne.
Hello everyone. I haven't had my camera on yet. Not my camera, my light on yet. So welcome to Africa Business Talks, our next episode in our long journey. You see, Bridget, I get to tell people, I don't know, do I get to tell them? I get to have conversations with our brothers and sisters about the things that annoy me, the things that give me stress, the things that I think we can change. Especially if we want to achieve the greatness and the success we want in life. Whether that's money, build a business, have a happy life. And all those things are what we discuss in this room, Africa Business Talks. It is there. I can see someone on YouTube. I can't see who you are. I can't see you in the comments there. You have to leave a comment, my friend. My friends, if you don't leave a comment, we don't see you. That's how this thing works. Now, tell us where you're joining us from. Let's start with that. Of course, if you've got a question, then by all means, ask your question. Yeah, Natalie, I see you. Oh, no, Prue. Okay. Natalie says Prue is the one who's here. Hello, Prue. Prue's my longtime friend. And what a tech genius, I think. That's we met a couple of years ago. So welcome. Natalie, welcome to you. Prue, welcome to you. If you're on my YouTube, please feel free, my friend. It's not feel free. Please subscribe and like today's video, subscribe to the channel, and comment as you go as well, because I think it helps us. I looked at my YouTube analytics today, and I was stunned. See, again, Bridget, a hint for all of you, a hint for you too, Bridget. Worknesh, welcome. Natalie, say when you're ready, you feel free. Right now, so Bridget, I found that link that YouTube gives all these events I do a very high credibility. It gives them, because of course anyone who's on YouTube watching us from there tends to give us more watch hours. I realized that's only so I've done 150 watch hours this month alone. I'm like, wow, that's amazing. So, it's taking me a long time to even try. So if you can join us on YouTube, head on. I'll send you the link if you really want the link. My favorite Lisa in the whole wide world. Welcome, Lisa. I'm a menopause dietitian, menopause expert. And we have our room today, Lisa. So we're going to talk about, meal preps. That's what we're talking about. How do you do meal preps and why and all that, everything around meal preps. Of course, as a Nigerian, I don't cook a meal. I cook several days meals. My fridge is full of food. Someone can say, Christian, I got food that's going to last me probably a couple of weeks. So meal preps is my thing. Meal preps in advance is my thing. But of course, it takes doing. It takes doing, number one, to cook it. But I think it also takes doing to actually eat it. I talk about meal preps as if it's in a thing that I like doing. But the one thing I can't stand meal prep wise, Lisa, is sandwiches. I'm going to say all this again in your show tonight, Lisa. I hate sandwiches that are made. No. Let me be honest. It's not sandwiches I hate. I hate making my own sandwiches to eat later. I never eat them. When I was younger and I was a builder, I make sandwiches every day to take to work. What I really like, chicken sandwich with salad, mayonnaise, and all the good things in life. Get to work and I prefer chicken. I want to go and buy another sandwich. So I just don't understand sandwiches that are made in advance. It does my head in. So I just don't eat them. But that's a conversation Lisa and I are going to be having later. Lisa, Paulette's voice is truly gone, right? Don't say I didn't tell you. She sounds like a frog. Well, I don't want to say a dying frog, but I didn't say a dying frog. She sounds like a frog. We've gone wrong. So it may well be you and me talking more than Paulette today for sure. Anyway, welcome everyone. If you're here, drop us a comment. Prue, drop us a comment. Let's see who's here of course, I want your view on the conversation. Before we start, I want to there's a ghost on my stage, because you can't see Bridget, but you can see her name, right? And Bridget is on stage. Bridget, how are you doing?
Am I on? I'm good. Thank you, Annie.
Yes, you're on. Just can't see you.
I'm not sure how to use this chat. I've just pressed the chat and it went to YouTube. Is that the right button?
What? I think you can choose where you're chatting from, if that makes sense. So you
Okay.
choose whichever channel you're connected to your StreamYard. I got all my channels. I got Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube. So I get the option. I don't know why they do that. Yeah. See, the easiest thing, are you on your phone or are you on a computer?
On a computer desktop.
Okay, so open another tab and open the event on that tab. That way you can be essentially listening to us as well as being part of the stage, right? So then you see that then the comments box will come up there, then you can do your comments from there.
Okay, that sounds complicated.
Just open the second tab. Open it. I've just done it myself. Open the second tab, and open the event from there, and you find that you can basically do everything that you need to do from there.
Okay, there's a double.
Yeah. So turn the sound on the LinkedIn tab down. So that way you're not hearing yourself twice. There's two of you, Bridget. There's two of you. We've got two Bridgets and okay, no, there's only one Bridget, by the way. Yeah, so no, I suppose look, ignore that for a second. Tell our friends what you do, Bridget.
Oh, okay. My name is Bridget Olisaniko, and I'm basically the founder of Battery, which is a platform mainly for authors. And what we're trying to achieve here is to help people that are looking to publish their book or books, and to use quite a lot of tools. One of the aspects, or rather, one of the services we have is a book club, which hopefully we will be discussing quite a lot of books, and people that sign onto that platform, onto that membership, will have the opportunity to review a lot of books and make their comments. That is one group. The other aspects of the book club also include paid membership, and there's an opportunity to get either Amazon vouchers after reviewing of books, etc. So that's one of the aspects. Over to you, Ed.
I always mute myself, so it takes a few seconds to get back to talking. Now, interesting. So, support service for authors, especially Black authors, is what you're saying, right?
That's correct.
And that sounds like you're going to have a community that can help us with reviews, especially. Yes, no?
Your voice is trailing off, and I can still hear myself speaking twice. I've already muted one of them.
Yeah, okay. No, it's not mute. It's turn the volume down on the LinkedIn event on your computer. Turn the volume down completely. Then you can only hear yourself.
Okay.
Has that worked? Has that worked, or can you still hear yourself?
Sorry, I didn't get you.
Has that worked? Can you still hear yourself?
I can hear you, but I can still hear myself speaking twice.
Okay. Yeah, well, I don't know what to say apart from you have to work out how to turn the LinkedIn event page down, or otherwise turn the LinkedIn event page off really, because you don't really need it, if truth be told, because you're talking here right on StreamYard. So you close the LinkedIn event page. That was only going to be useful if you're going to leave a comment. You said you can leave a comment on here. Yeah.
Right.
Let me know when you're happy. Yeah. And then
I have
yes.
I've muted the first window.
Okay.
It's muted at the moment, and the
Yeah.
second window, which I use to chat, it's unmuted.
Okay. It's not mute. It's volume. So the volume on those. But no, but the volume is on your computer as a whole, right? Slight pain. Look, the only thing you can do is close the LinkedIn event window for now. And then when you finish talking, then you can go and open that again to engage normally.
Um, okay,
So,
I've just been doing
yeah,
this.
there you go. So now there's only one of me and one of you, right?
That's correct.
Yay! Yay! Brilliant! 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 This thing takes getting used to. You have to get used to the platform, and she's very new. People say stuff. I'm like, it's only been 20 days we've been using LinkedIn Live. So, calm down. Things will happen as they should. We'll learn and we'll get better. My friends, you want to come and join the conversation, you can. So I am intrigued by your system. So now, what's your time scales, Bridget? When are we going to see the system of yours working?
We're looking at towards the end of March, but registration should start, within the week.
Okay, excellent. So what do you need from us?
I'll need to take 5 minutes. Sorry.
Yeah, feel free. So, and for those who are here, so if you're here, leave us a comment so I can see you. I can't see you otherwise. You know how how these live streams work. I love to welcome you. I love to encourage you to come and talk, come and share your thoughts, and let's see what we can learn from you. For those who haven't been here before, then this is Africa Business Talks. This is where I get to sometimes work through my problems. Sometimes I have a gripe, I have an issue that's killing me literally, and I want to talk about it. And who better to talk about the issues I have than my African brothers and sisters? This is what I'd say. The conversations here is normally some of the things that annoy me, bug me about our life as Africans. That's both in Africa and in the diaspora. So sometimes those issues are things that were plaguing us when I was a kid, and even now I'm 50. These issues still bug us. They still destroy it. They still destroy our lives. If you're wondering, say, and I'll give you an example: NEPA, electric. Now that's a problem in my eyes, and it's always been a problem when I was a kid in Nigeria. NEPA was a problem. And NEPA's still there. They're still doing their thing. They're still turning electric off willy-nilly and charge and cost us money, time, stress. So that we'll talk about things like that. And I guess the other things we'll talk about really, as the title says, is about being about Africa Business Talks. So now, how can we build business in Africa? I do think half the time we have a different mentality. We have a different idea of what it takes to build business. I'm going to mute your mic, Bridget. Right, so now we have a different mentality, what it means to build a business as Africans. Dr. Noella, great to see you. I'm glad you're here. So one of the true legends in our community, the ones, many people are doing great things in Africa. Dr. Noella, you're definitely one of those I give all the credit to. So when you do work to support maternal health, I have to say you're a legend, truly. Talking of legends, here's another legend, international best-selling author, 10 times, 13 times, Dr. Ivy Fortune. Yeah, the dentist is what the dentist is what I call her. It's what she is. She is dentist. The world's nicest dentist, the world's best dentist. I said her book, Mummy, What's Tooth Decay? We made that a bestseller. We published a book. I made a book a bestseller. Get 200. There's the book. There's dentist book with the gold badge there. If you've never seen the book, go and buy the book. And if you've got kids, especially, we need to talk about our teeth. I will say that because my teeth are terrible. I've had days of toothache, but I've learned now if I have toothache, don't overdose, but literally dose yourself up with paracetamols and ibuprofen, and the pain goes away. Dentist after a while. I live in a part of the country where there are not many dentists. There really are not. It's a strange thing. You think in the UK there's dentists everywhere. It's not true. I say in my part of the country, in Cornwall, dentists are very hard to find. So much so that we mostly have to go private if we actually want a dentist. You see, and don't get me started. Look, connect with dentists if you have dental needs. If you want to ask questions, if you want advice, if you want, if you're in London, then if you want a dentist, you know where to go, right? Of course, I say check out her book, Mummy, What is Tooth Decay? That it can help. We need to help our kids not to have rotten teeth. That's how you avoid the pain in the first place. No one told me that as a kid in Nigeria. I'd never heard of a dentist, but here I am now as an adult. Toothache is part of my life. Right, let's come back to our conversation today, my friends. And I say I have a conversation I want to have, and I've titled today's event, Do African Entrepreneurs Know That Money is Scarce? It's part of my pie in the sky thinking series. I've been doing this. I've got 7 of them that I plan to do. I think I'm pretty much halfway through. This is number 5 on my list. So last time we talked about how foreign investors are not going to build our African businesses. But do African entrepreneurs understand that? Why are they always reaching out to someone else to build their business, to throw the money in? Why don't they learn how to make money before they ask for money? See, because that conversation is essentially saying, look, money is not the problem. The problem is that we expect money to fix all our problems. In truth, it's not the issue. And there's the issue really is us as entrepreneurs, it's our businesses that we haven't built yet. It's our mindset, is our all-round, maybe it's not our all-round personality, how we come across, basically, how people see us, how people see, for someone to give you money, they have to believe in you, have faith in you, and see that they're going to get it back, basically. But African entrepreneurs seem to think if we just, if they're asked, they'll get money, and we just keep throwing money at them. So today is really an extension of that conversation. Literally, today's conversation is a reality that African entrepreneurs are simply wrong to think that we are anyone, not just me, I'll say we, the world, foreigners, local investors, anyone is going to give you money simply because you ask. The reality, because I live in England, people will ask you for money for ideas every day of the week. I'm sure most people here understand what I'm saying. They understand the problem of people begging them for money or wanting what we do free of charge. It's the same thing. You can't be getting money from nothing. You are on stage, Selena. How are you doing? Are you driving?
Yeah, sorry.
It's all right. It's fine. It's fine. I can mute you for now, and then I'll bring. I'll say. Then when you're ready, just let me know, or you can just unmute yourself, and you can talk. So now Selena is one of, and I'm lucky to meet legends. Well, I do spend my whole life making sure I meet the right people who have unique solutions, stories to tell. Sometimes we tell those stories in events like this. Sometimes we tell those stories in my friends' books. Now, one of the books I read over Christmas was Selena's How She Survived Cancer story. And an amazing book. So anyone who overcomes life-threatening illness, I bow my head every time and say, "Well done, you." So now I want the world to know who Selena is. And I was lucky to meet her on Saturday when I went to Birmingham to meet my other friend Christiana. So Selena's cancer story is one that we can all learn from. Of course, she has another book after that, which is more how to heal your body through healthy eating, through nutrition. So I'm in awe of what Selena has been through and how she's trying to help the world with her experiences. I will use that as my chance now to say, when we help people to write their book, publish their book, and sell their book. My uniqueness is making people who write books international best-selling authors. Yeah, guaranteed. If you write a decent book, I can make your book a bestseller. If you pay for my service, if you don't pay for my service, I would look at you and say, good luck with that. I try, but it's not guaranteed. So many people, they come to me, they want to be bestsellers, and I tell you, okay. I can help you to do what it takes to be a bestseller organically. And, if you get there, good for you. If you don't get there, don't blame me. It's your problem. Whereas if you pay me for my guaranteed service, obviously I'm obligated to achieve your bestseller at my expense. If we don't achieve bestseller on book launch day, I think only one of my clients out of many, the best part of 30 odd clients, have not achieved a bestseller on the day of the book launch. Everyone else has got. So the worst we've all got is 5 best-selling categories, and then pretty much everyone when I guarantee it will get the international bestseller award in normally US, Australia, Canada, UK. And so the thing about when you get a bestseller is that you get that badge forever. Wherever you go, you're now known as an international best-selling author. And that badge gives you credibility. It gives you kudos. Every other book you write following the book that makes you a bestseller, you can rightly claim to put on that book written by a best-selling author. Now that means you sell more. People are more interested in your book. People know your book is good if you're a bestseller. There's 1.5 million books on Amazon every year. How many of them become bestsellers? Well, all the ones I work with only become bestsellers. It's a great thing. Now let's go back to Selena. Selena is hugely important to what I'm doing right now. See, when I met Selena, then we discussed doing a group book where people who experience life-threatening illnesses can tell their stories. Not just tell their stories. Now, we want to learn from those who have diabetes. We want to learn from those who survive cancer. We want to learn from those who survive kidney failure. We want to learn from those who survive chronic illnesses. How do they survive? That's the story I want to tell. I from talking to people, of course, when any gets an idea and any loves the idea, any runs with the idea. So I spent my afternoon yesterday asking people, what is your story? How did you survive? So there's a hint in there somewhere, my friends. Many people around us have survived humongous things. They've overcome humongous challenges. Many have survived life-threatening illnesses. That's the truth, right? I guess that's part of Selena's story in her book, and part of what I'm sure she will share with the world is that it's a mixture of food, eating the right food, healthy eating, the stuff Lisa talks about all the time. It's also, for some people, it's exercise. Not for all, of course. Nothing is for everyone. Everyone's got a different strategies. Hence the point of writing this book, this group book, to learn what everyone's doing. Many people believe in, their faith is what helps them survive. That's belief in God, belief in the universe, belief in whatever you believe in. I'm saying faith is another one that really helps people. And so healthy eating, faith, often mindset, being positive, being driven to change your life from how it was yesterday to how you need it to be today into tomorrow. Maybe for some, doing something humongous, really following their dreams is part of the story. These are the stories I want to tell. Of course, now there's also, it's not an elephant in the room. There's also medication. The medical services do a lot to keep people alive and to keep them and help them heal. The question for you, my friends, is what's your story? How have you overcome life-threatening and chronic illnesses? Maybe you're not the one who's gone through it yourself. Maybe it's someone you know, someone you cared for, but you know the story intimately. If you have a story to tell about how to survive chronic illnesses, please get in touch with me. Get in touch with Selena Cheshire. Well, LinkedIn will let me talk to her, but that's LinkedIn for you, right? But connect with Selena, connect with me. Let's get you in this book. I said, being in a book will make you an author. It gives you a legacy. It gives you, it's something that's going to outlive you. People reading and learning from your story for years, for generations. But coming back to the immediate, being an author will, give you credibility. Now you have something to show them. I'm an author. And then they can say, come and talk with us. Come and work with us. With their speaking engagements you want, whether it's for your business. Now, when you have a book, people want to listen to you. They know that you have a story to tell that we can all learn from. And your kids won't be asking when that day comes, who cared what mommy or daddy did? They can go and read your book, and their friends will be reading your book. Imagine that. That's the beauty of becoming an author. And that's what Selena and I are offering. And I said, ultimately, I want to push all of us towards speaking gigs. I want us to have a chance to talk to many more people. Anyway, that's me and Selena with our mission. So I'm quite sure I'm going to bring our conversations to the world. So Selena and I are going to do a couple of rooms where, again, we do our best to recruit those who have stories to tell. So let's talk about the issues and why. People can talk about your health survival journey. And then let's see who really wants to share the story with the world. A lot of people will say, yes, but I want to share my story. Sharing your story, as anyone's ever written a book knows, it's not free. It costs money. Are you willing to invest in yourself to tell your story? That's the reality that we face. That's what Selena and I are playing or working on as we speak. Okay, enough talking about Selena. As much as I adore Selena, then it's always a good thing. Pastor Hebron, you're in the audience. Why are you not on stage, my friend? I don't know whose internet. Probably Selena's internet is playing up, because it seems to be spinning. Let me remove Selena from stage for a second. Bridget, are you still there? Maybe not. Pastor Hebron, why are you not on stage? You're my co-host, but maybe you're traveling. Okay. No problem. Any always has fun. Any has fun doing what any does. Bridget, are you there?
I'm here.
Okay, you're back. All right. So, what do you want to share with us? Say, and I think we're talking about how do you want us to help you with this resource, this app, this software to support Black authors. How? So, what can we do to help?
Well, I suppose the audience can actually register initially to either be part of the book club, which I mentioned that they will have the opportunity to discuss other authors' books, and also to have the opportunity to speak directly with authors. But fundamentally, what is important is, you know, being an author and writing a book is a journey, and the fact that one needs support, not just moral support, but the intellectual support in terms of um, getting it right, in terms of knowing where to be initially. And that is the reason why I'm offering the opportunity for early subscribers to have 20% off. And once they've subscribed, they can, basically wait for the dashboard to be ready. The dashboard is not ready at the moment because I'm building it from scratch. So I haven't actually completed that aspect. In relation to having um, moral support, there are also other supports such as AI support, which I must say we mustn't overlook the fact that AI is everywhere, and there is an opportunity to become one of the writers, an editor, etc.
Wow,
So
that's a huge opportunity, my friends. If you can support Bridget's work, if you're interested in this in her service, then do connect with her. Now, so how do we connect with you, Bridget?
of course, I have a profile on LinkedIn, and I'll also be forwarding the code to have the 20% discount to yourself. So if there's any of your members that want to enroll, they can, get on board and not just be part of the membership, but also assist both physically, morally, and otherwise on the platform, because the platform, the community is for everyone. It's for everyone. So it's important to chip in, to make suggestions, to say what you're doing is right, to say what you're doing is wrong. This is the way forward, etc. So it
Mm.
wouldn't be a platform that just one person is, steering the wheel. Everybody has to be there.
Yeah, that's it. I love the vision. I love the idea. Let's get involved. Let's support Bridget to bring this idea to life and make it work. She says, take all of us to put the effort in, but in the end, it helps our community, it helps us. And it's something that Bridget's created. So I'm saying that I'm always want to support those who create something, to create something that helps the world. Thank you so much for coming to share with us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and if anyone got any questions, I'm sure you're going to meet Bridget more on these events. And next time we meet Bridget, her camera will be on, by the way. If you're a co-host, Bridget, your camera tends to have to come on sometime, right? But see,
Okay.
normally you have more leading. You have more time and to be prepared to turn your camera on. But I guess it's a lesson for all. And if you want to come and share today, you can turn your camera off. But people will remember you more when they see you. So don't be shy. Do come on stage. My friends, here is the conversation to have today. Here's a conversation. See, when Africa's entrepreneurs start a business, They want money. And there's just this crazy idea, this crazy belief that there are billions of pounds and billions of dollars just lying around, in the West especially, and overseas, abroad, call it what you like. There's pounds, dollars, euros, just hanging around, just sitting there waiting for us to pick it up and throw it to African entrepreneurs. Who want to invest in the business. We want to throw our money at them. Yeah. If only. It's not true, right? It's not true. It's the biggest lie there ever has been. Welcome, Dr. Marcia. I see you. I'm glad you're here. Thank you for joining us. I was in your room earlier. So always engaging room. Talk about the power of purpose to achieve your goals. And Esther Comfort, welcome. Good evening to you too, ma'am. Glad you're here. So thank you for giving me some of your time. I really do appreciate it. If you want to come and share, the link is in the comments. The link is on the top in our comment stream. You find there's a StreamYard link. If you really want the link to come in the studio and share, you're welcome to just put a message in the comments here. Don't send me a DM. I'm not going to see it because I'm looking at the comment feed here. I can't look everywhere at once, right? Natalie. Come on stage, Natalie. You come and tell me, Natalie. Come and tell me, why do you think our brothers and sisters have unsustainable beliefs and practices? I don't know, Natalie. I don't know. They've been fed something, right? I don't know. Is it desperation? I don't know. I wish I knew. That's a conversation I want to have today, Natalie. That's what I want to learn from you. It's just a wrong belief. Full stop. Now, I'm glad you called it that. You see, look, it's not the problem I'm talking about today. It's not just about African entrepreneurs relying on the West and people in the West to throw money at them. We think that Africa is full of rich people who want to throw money, and investors who want to throw money at us as well. I think it's more a belief, Natalie, that if you have money, you want to throw it at an investor. You want to throw it at someone's business idea. That's the problem, and that's just not true. Sorry, So, Selena, we found you. You're still in the dark.
Yeah, I'll be getting home soon. The road was closed. I'm sorry, the road was closed.
It's all right. No problem. No problem at all. No problem. So I'm glad you're still here. Get home safely, then you can join us, in one piece. Of course, if you want to talk now, then you can. So I know Selena's got a beautiful car that has built-in phone, so it's not that she's talking with the phone to her ear. In the UK, hands-free is everything. So, how's it going? How are you doing, Selena? I talked about the book earlier. I'm sure you heard me.
Yeah, I heard you. I'm doing very well. I was with somebody who also wants. I think you will talk about. She also wants to be part of the book because she survived COVID and she stayed in hospital for 3 months. So she's excited. When she heard us talking about it, she says, "Oh yeah, I would love to." And then I told you what you do. Then she says, "Oh, I've got a life story as well. I would love you to publish my story." So
that's the way that bring this person on board. Let's talk to your friend, Selena. Let's talk to your friend. I don't know. I'm excited about this health book. I think there's so much we can learn from people. There's so much we can learn from people who've been through, say, adversity. I think Natalie expressed an interest to be in the book. There's many more people who have. Michael's another one. I could carry on. There are really too many people who've been through a lot in life. I want to share.
Who are cancer survivors.
I believe we'll get there. Of course, the next stage, is for us to draft the agreements, and then that's when the cookie really crumbles. That's when people have to smell the coffee. When you sign the agreement to be in the book, when you make a contribution to be in a book, then it's all system go. So no, we're looking at 10, 15 authors will be handy. 10 will be good, but 15 is definitely doable. I mean, talking about your friend you mentioned just now, Selena.
Yeah.
I don't mind doing a buy one get one free. So if you buy a chapter, then you can get a chapter free. That way, if you've got 2 stories to tell, fine. If you want to give that free chapter away to someone else, no problem.
Okay.
So I think that's been very generous on our side. But if you want to donate it to someone in a LinkedIn community, because not everyone has a budget necessarily, to invest in themselves. But I'm saying, we'll find a way to help you get involved. If you really got a story to tell and you really want to be part of the story, we'll certainly find a way. Professor Roxana, welcome. Another one of my amazing author friends with her book, Family Wealth Secrets. I do keep my author's books, pretty much to hand. That's Roxana's book, Family Wealth Secrets, Strategies to Build and Maintain Wealth. I think building wealth, making money, building our businesses is all parts of our story. Hebron, you were on stage just now, Hebron. You say you want a link? You were on stage just now. What happened? You fell off the stage. Okay, fine. I will send you the link. Nat, help. Natalie is normally very good at helping us to do the admin side of things. So Hebron, I've just sent the link to your DM. Come back on stage, come and share. Anyway, so I'll go back to my story, and if you want to add to it, Selena, then feel free. If you want to add to the conversation around this weird belief that we have that money grows on trees abroad, money grows on trees for rich people. And we're just dying to pluck the money off the tree and throw it to an African business or professional. And we're not just keen to throw it at them. We are desperate to throw it at them because all they've got to do is tell us about their idea. And without any further numbers or due diligence, we agree to fund them. It's not going to happen. That's not how the world works. Is that how your world works? Is that how your world works, Selena? Do people throw money at you?
No.
Don't we wish? And go on, please carry on.
I said, even if I beg, they don't. I have to.
Isn't that the truth? No, I was going to ask, does money grow on your trees in Birmingham?
I think it used to be, but not anymore.
We work. Of course, we work hard for our money. I think that maybe this is the answer, Natalie, to your question. Where does the belief come from, right? I think people look at the exchange rates in African countries and then compare it to ours. A pound is 2,000 naira, for example. And when when they hear that, a person in the UK earns X amount a month, whatever the amount is, Natalie, they think that's billions in my country. That's millions. That person's super rich. They must have money to give away. See, but what they miss, Selena, is how much we have to spend to live. They forget that our rent is also our mortgage is also millions in their currency. Millions. Now, when you're paying $1,500 a month, just to have a basic property to live in, and by the time you add the bills, the taxes, and all the things that we have to pay for, we all have a cost of living crisis. But a lot of people seem to think that we just have money to just throw at people. And see, I say the problem with that we have with people expecting our money is that they also expect African entrepreneurs to throw money at them. They think African and successful Africans must have money to give away for your idea. You know, and even those who search for years have that hope that one day they will find that rich fool who's willing to give away their money free of charge. That investor who's willing to donate, give them the money and say, right, you go and waste it. You go and enrich your life at my expense and bring me nothing in return. That's just not how the world works. You see, there's numbers, right? There's something, there's a research company called Africa Assets, and they work out that there are only about 200 financial investors that focus on sub-Saharan Africa. 200 investors. Only. Now, even for those investors are looking for a type of company, right? They're looking for certain regions where their remit, their mission is to invest in that area. You know, now they have, say, criteria, sector, size. So 200, as you say, Selena, is not a lot at all. Also, all this comes down to the simple reality. You need to do a lot more than just reach out for funding. Because in truth, money is there, but money is scarce. Money for investors to throw at you is scarce. It's not growing on trees. It's not laying on the floor. It's hard to get, and there are literally thousands of companies, thousands of professionals in Africa who want that money, not just you. So I think the question then becomes, what do you need to do to get your hands on an investor's money? That's, I guess, so let's address Natalie's question. Why is this the case? Now, why is it that money doesn't grow now, that people feel the need to want money? Now, what is it in the African people's psyche that says money must be mine, even though it's not yours? It's a weird thing. Pastor Hebron, how you doing? You're on stage again.
I'm doing well. Can you hear me?
Perfectly.
Thank you very much. Today I'm here and I'm so happy to be here. It's a good topic.
No, great to have you here, my brother. It really is great to have you. So please now tell our friends who you are, and then please add to the conversation in terms of, is money a scarce resource, and why don't we seem to want to believe that as Africans?
Well, first of all, I just want to apologize. My camera is not working, but I think I am loud and clear.
No problem. You're perfectly clear. So your camera is on now, so now you don't have to have your camera on.
I'm here. So excellent. Yes, my name is Hebron, and from Kenya. And well, I do several things. However, one of the things I really good at it is that I like solving disputes. I like helping people solve disputes, especially disputes relating to legal matters in court. And that's one of my best things I do here. And also I'm an author which I've written some 2 books. They're in ebooks. One of them is called You're Not a Mistake. It's a story about my life, how I was born and how I was raised, and how I discovered my purpose through how I was raised. And that I say, you are not a mistake. It does not matter how you're born or where you are born. You have a purpose, and you are here with a specific reason. The universe chose you to be here. And also, I've written another book called Who Am I? It's talk about issues of identity, and just knowing who you are. And one of the things I talk in that book is that you are created in the image of God. What does that mean? It means that you are a creator. God, you are a created just like God. You might not create what God created, but you can create the good that you desire. You can create your own environment. And so basically that's who I am, and I'm also a pastor leading some pastors here in Kenya. So that is my introduction. Any?
No,
Thank you.
It's wonderful to have you here. Well, what's your thoughts on our topic? What's your thoughts on our, do Africans believe money grows on trees?
Now, I think how I'm going to tackle this topic is I'm going to give two sides of the coin. One side of the coin is that Africans believe money is scarce, and then the other side of the coin is that I'm going to say that Africans believe that money grows on the trees. In this nutshell, that there is a money tree, and that money tree, they cannot afford it, or they cannot get it because it's somewhere there, outside there. And you have to do some things, like, for example, you have to be to present yourself as if you are people to sympathize on you, so that they can give you the money. For example, one of the things I want to say that in African mindset is that we cannot create our own economy. We cannot create our own money. Therefore, we need to, that's what I'm saying, money grows in a tree, so that we have to depend on the Westerners. We have to depend on the people outside there, especially the white people. And last week I was in a seminar, and we were discussing about these issues that can an African create their own economy? And that was a discussion that we had to change our mind, because most of us believe that unless the Westerners, unless we present ourselves in a way that the Westerners sympathizes on us or empathize on us. So that's why most in Africa, I think there's so many NGOs, there are so many non-profit organizations, not really to help the African people, not really to help the Africans, but to solicit fund from people outside Africa. But now, so we had a conversation and asking ourselves, for example, where I am in Kenya, right now where I am is one of the places we have some minerals, some good minerals, and we are rich in minerals. But most of the people where I am, they don't do business, they don't know the mineral business, because they think they cannot do it. They think that somebody has to come out from outside where I am, from another part of the country, so that they can come and mine. And one of the mentality is that where I am is that there is kind of beliefs that for you to do business, for you to do mining business, then you have to be like a witch, kind of like a witch, or you have to go to a witch doctor so that they can show you how to do the business. Interestingly, that the people who come from outside where I am, they don't believe that. They just come and go for the minerals, they get the minerals and do business. So one side of the coin, the way I want to deal with this is that there is the mindset whereby I'm not able. And this money tree is with somebody, so I have to present myself in a certain way that somebody can sympathize on me. The other side of the coin is that there is a scarcity mentality whereby most Africans believe that money is not enough. Well, if you look at facts, it may look true. Like I am in a small town here, a very small town, and recently I was teaching about, this year I've decided to teach about how to create wealth. Started with myself, how to create wealth where I am. And one of the things I've discovered, for me to change, to really teach people how to make wealth, that I have to change their scarcity mentality. For example, where I am seated, it's a small town, but I was teaching, my first lesson was asking people, is money scarce, or is it enough? So I do several things to prove that there is enough money for all of us, but we have to know how to earn it or how to get it. So first of all thing, I tell people now, how many banks are around us? Like I am in a small town here, and we have 7 banks, and they are open Monday to Saturday. So I tell people, if money is scarce in this small town, then we will close these banks. And then we have about, I was counting, we have this what we call SACCO and microfinance. We have about 17 SACCO and 17, almost 17 altogether, microfinance. So all these 17 plus 7 banks, this is 24 financial institutions dealing with money, yet somebody is saying in a small town here, and yet we have a mentality that money is scarce. So I was telling them, no, money is enough. There's enough for all of us. But again, the way I want to agree with you, then we have to know how to earn it or how to attract it. So my take, Annie, is that money is not scarce. However, it depends on how you tackle it. Thank you, Annie. Annie, are you there?
Sir. Yeah. I'm there. So sorry, one sec. It takes me a while to play with my buttons. It takes me a while. So Hebron, you shared gems there. You shared genius with us, really. So now you said what I was trying to say without saying, I couldn't work out the words, right? Money is not scarce. Money is to be attracted. Money is there. Like I say, you won't have 7 banks. There's they can't be all have no money. You know what I'm saying? So the money is there. It's how do we attract it to us? How do we earn it? How do we make it come to us? And reaching out to others because you think they have that money tree that you mentioned. It doesn't work because they haven't got money trees. They have to do the same thing to attract the money. Selena, we're looking at you doing your thing. Hello, how are you doing?
Nah, I'm supposed to be cooking dinner. I'm an African woman, so anyway, I was listening to what you were saying, and I really think you've like hit the nail on the head when you say non-governmental organizations, they come to Africa, and do you know what they come to do? It's working for themselves. They get the money. They don't give to the people who they say they're working for. If they give them anything, they give them the minimum. I've got a niece of mine. She was working for this organization, which they support children to go to America to study to these universities, which is brilliant. But then when it was as soon after COVID, It's like she was getting into it, understanding, knowing it. Then she wasn't getting paid. And she was saying, why? There's money in there, so why am I not getting paid? Oh, we don't have money. Can you hear me?
Absolutely.
Hello? Oh, okay.
Yeah, we can hear you.
So, all right. So it's like, okay. So that's when I really thought these guys, they don't come to support, Africans, or maybe even if they're going to go to Pakistan or wherever they go and say they are charities, they don't support. I remember there was a case even in the UK about children. They were found wanting. So it's not like they really. Yes, I remember one time I worked in a shop, in a charity shop, and people give, these clothes, nice clothes. They give them to the people to sell. And the staff in the charity shop, they first choose the best clothes they want, and they get them for a very, very small fee. I remember I got a few suits from there, which were close to new. Some of them, they were still had the stick, and I got them for £2. And it's like, okay, now what are we doing? If we wait for charity, are we going to go anywhere? And if we don't, that, I really think it's like learning to say I can attract money. It's something which every one of us can learn, including me. Because I've been trying to crack the code of how I can make money. And it's only after working on myself and just appreciating myself, knowing who I am, knowing I think that there is a seed in me. There's something which people want to know. I am of value. Just understanding that really made me realize that yes, I can. Just now, I was with this person. I said I'd gone for a meeting. I had a company which I started during COVID because of the mentality. I said I was not good enough to start to run it. Some people are making loads of money, and I was there, like my hands crossed. My daughter had been the manager. She was trained to the manager of that place. But then she got sick, she got pregnant, and decided not to pursue it. And what was I do? I looked for people to say, okay, can we do this together? Then now it's like, okay. This lady says, no, you need to be paid for that. Can we use your license? Because I was almost going to sell the business to a meager, fee. Just a very little fee. But she said, I did my research because we haven't been running for some time. This, can cost us, you 3,000. And I said, I did my also research. I can sell my company for 30,000, 50,000. I said, okay, if you sell for 30,000 or 50,000, this license can give you 200,000 per month. So if you're saying, okay, you're going to sell it for that amount, you get that and that's it. But if you say you want to be part of the business, you get dividends, you get your salary, something, a certain amount of money, then you can get some money. I mean, it's just the way we are wired. I just think, okay, now writing a book, what do I get out of writing a book? If I'll be an author, if I'm a speaker, I'll use my book to use as a speaker so that people will see that I'm honest, I'm authentic. But also, I can make money out of that book. I think 2, 3 years ago, I was in an anthropology. We were 35 of us. We had to pay $5,000 each of us to get into that. So imagine that person, she was saying she's doing it for charity. She's writing the book for charity. Imagine 5 times 35. And then she gives you 30 copies. Then if you want to get more, you sell them, you buy them at a cheaper price. But there is somebody who sits down and thinks, how can I use these people's stories to make money? And here it's like, okay, if we do this and it's a small group, it's easier to manage, it's easier to support each other. Say, okay, I need 5, 10 more books. So that you sell your own copies, you make your own money. We are together. Let's do it. I think I'm excited, Amy, about this. I really feel it's like as long as we are going to impact to people, tell our stories. I mean, I know my book is called You're Paying Your Teacher. It's on Amazon. My Pain, My Teacher. It was a story of how I survived stage 4 cancer. It wasn't, the chemicals, chemotherapy almost killed me, but it was the love, the support. That is like a dream. When we have dreams and then we don't have people to support us, that dream dies. I mean, I'm just analyzing that with my cancer. If it wasn't for my kids, if it wasn't for my family, if it wasn't for the friends around me, I could have died because I was so hungry. I needed some people to support me. I had maybe a lack of love. Even to love myself, I wasn't loving myself enough. I think, thank you. I'm done speaking.
Wow,
Hello?
that's beautiful. Yeah,
Hmm.
can you hear me? I think he's coming back.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I think you said something very, very profound. Yeah, just maybe before any comes in, just to add from what you said, I think one of
Hmm.
the things which I think I still go back again to the issue of mindset, whereby I
Yeah.
think most of African, we are not taught how to earn money, how to create wealth. I think we are taught to be. I like somebody that said something here about consuming. We are so much in consuming and not in producing. For example, I was last week I was in a place called Uganda, and Uganda is one of the place. Actually, according to me, they have vast land. They have vast land, enough water. But I was shocked when I visited one of their supermarket. This is Uganda in the city, in
Hmm.
their capital city. And personally, I was shocked to see that they have vast land, big chunk of land, and there's enough water. But I visited one of the supermarket, and I was shocked to see that almost three quarters, almost 90% of the products in their supermarket in Kampala, Uganda, they are coming from Kenya. And I was like, what is this? Because now if like Uganda now receives around almost 90% of the products in their supermarket in their capital city from Kenya. So I was so shocked because I was looking for a product that comes from Uganda and I could
Hmm.
not get that. Now in Kenya, again in Kenya now, as much as now we produce rice, for example, we produce rice, and wheat, but
Hmm.
the wheat that we consume in Kenya, 75 to 80% of the wheat we consume in Kenya comes from Russia.
Oh,
That's like sickness. Almost 75 to 80% of the rice comes from the Middle East. That is
wow.
Pakistan, that is all the places. But we have enough land, we have enough water to produce our own wheat, to produce our own rice. But most of the business people in Kenya, they thrive in selling imported goods rather than
Hmm.
us thinking of how do we produce our own. So I think to me, as any comes back, I think again we really really need to work on our mindset and start thinking of how as Africans, how can we begin to produce our own products? Because the Westerners take our raw material, go and make products, and then they sell back the products to us. But the raw
Yeah.
materials comes from us. I think one of the things which we really need, as we talk about the issue of scarcity, there is no scarcity. Let's agree that there is no scarcity. The problem is in our mind. and in our education, whereby we are not being educated enough to become creators, to become producers. Because again, I said that in my book, which I'm revising the book, is that God created us in His image, and this is not for it's not some people. It is every human being has been created in the image of God. He has a capacity, has potential of creating something. So it is not just for some people. This is not for some other guys. It's also for Africans. So I think we need to really push forward this conversation and begin to think, how do we create solutions rather than calling
I
people to
think
create solutions in our country. Thank you.
No,
Any?
I agree with you.
I
Now
think my
you
brother, you can say Africans. I think that one is an international thing.
yeah.
You find, okay, I'm in the UK. There's some people also who are lucky. They are desperate for stuff. They are, it's like they have got, you can say they've got everything around them. But sometimes, like there's benefits here. People want to live on benefits. They're happy to be given 500, 600, maybe a week, maybe a month, and they don't go to work. And you find, they've got, cards. There's these debit card, credit cards. People, it's like, okay, I live with the plastic money. That's the mentality they have. So it's like, it's a human nature, which we need to change. Because, yes, I know in Africa there's more of that. But to be honest, this is something which we need to talk about as human beings.
Yeah, look, I look.
Thank you.
Thank you, both of you. And I love being able to see you. I think before when there's audio, I couldn't see. When you could see each other, but when I see you two talk with such passion, this is why I'm having a conversation with my friends who are here. There's truth in everything you two say. There's four of us on stage: Bridget, me,
Is Any going to come back?
and yeah, I'm here. So Bridget, me, and Selena are we're in the UK.
Hello?
As you just said, Selena, your volume, not your volume.
Which part of Uganda did you go to?
Well, Hebron. So Selena can't hear me.
Sorry?
Hello? Which part of Uganda did you go
Yes.
to? I said, which part of Uganda did you go to?
It seems like
I'm saying I was in the Kampala, that is Kampala, the capital city.
All right. No, I mean, I don't know anything about Uganda, so I just know I want to go there one day.
It was in the capital city of Uganda.
Okay.
Right.
Yes.
Selena, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay.
When they've got minerals, they've got, a lot of stuff as well. The land, plenty. I come from Zimbabwe, and we have got so many minerals as well. So much land, but people still, they don't really. I mean, now they started doing. All right. Ellie says we can't hear him. Can we restart the
Hebron, can you
the
hear me?
thing so we can leave
I can
and
hear
then
you.
come back?
Right. So
You can hear
Hebron,
him.
yeah, Hebron can hear me.
Yeah, we can still hear you.
That's why I'm
No,
saying restart.
Annie saying, can we restart the meeting?
Henry.
Because he can't hear us.
Oh, really? Okay. 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 Let me refresh my screen. I don't want to refresh my screen. Okay. So Selena's back. Right. Can you hear me now, Selena? Okay. Your internet's a bit slow. No. Look. No. There's a message in what you're saying. What you and Selena are saying, Hebron. I agree with you entirely. I think I've been able to see you as well and feel your passion. That's why I do this room. That's why we do this room, Hebron. I think, it's things have to. Can you hear me now, Selena?
Yeah.
Yay! Excellent, excellent. I can hear you. Look, thank you I'm grateful to you two for sharing your truths so passionately and so honestly. And I think everything you say, I agree with. I truly do. You know, it is in our heads. You know, I said we have this idea about money, which I think is odd. You know, Henry, I've just sent you the link to your WhatsApp. I can send you to your DM on here. So if you want to join us on stage, please do. And in the studio, please do. You know, you can turn your camera off if you want, or keep your camera on. But you know, we'd love to hear your thoughts. So I think I love Natalie's three observations. You know, she says, you know, Africans essentially we're addicted to spending on trends. You know, we'll spend a lot of money on cars, but we won't spend money on impactful endeavors like our business, our big idea. And she says, no, number two, Africans and the diaspora are still victimized. Yes, everyone's victimized. You know, Selena just spoke about people on benefits. They're victimized to a degree, but they still find a way. You know, and saying there's number three, there's too big a gap in the education that we get. Yes, maybe Natalie. You know, there's definitely still a bigger gap. But you know, Bridget is in the UK. I'm in the UK. Selena's in the UK. Henry was in the UK. You know, it's not back in Africa. I'm saying we're creating. We must create. You know, and the way to make money is by making money. There's no two ways. And I wish I could say that any differently. I can't say that any differently. Henry, I'm glad you're here. I'll give you the mic in a second. That's all right. Natalie, so when my screen freezes in this event, to listen to everyone, you lose the comments. So I've lost several. I have several comments on there I was going to address. You know, but literally, you can join the stage and share if you want to, or you can, as Natalie saying, you know, you can watch the replay. You know, and at a later time. If you watch the replay on YouTube, please like the video, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Francis, welcome. Great to have you here. So one of the most impactful ways to give value for money to Africa is not merely through the sharing the challenges, but through the tangible actions we take after this meeting. My friend, I agree with you, but no one's going to save you. No one's going to save your African business. This is what I'm trying to get people to understand. You're going to have to save yourself. You know, if I'm going to invest in your business, I will do so when the conditions are met. And there are conditions. You know, so I'll come to that in a second. Henry, welcome on stage, my friend. How are you doing? Henry's my web designer, by the way, in case you don't know. Henry, how are you doing? Oh, you're muted. So I'll mute yourself, Henry. Find the mute button. The mute button somewhere. I don't know. It's on the StreamYard page, Henry. So find it somewhere, right? So when I hear you speak, I'll happily give you the mic to share what you want to share with us. So meanwhile, I'm going to try and find the comments. Esther Comsa, Arthur, welcome. I'm glad you're here. Arthur is again one of my multimedia creators in South Africa. Henry, are you muted? No, you're still muted, Henry. Find a mic on your StreamYard. You know, so on the box, your name on it, Henry. Find the box and then unmute yourself. Okay, yeah, you need to add your mic, Henry. That's what it's saying to me. All right, let me go back to welcoming people that are here. So Natalie, of course, I see you. I think I saw Mariam was here as well. Mariam, our cybersecurity genius. I saw you here as well earlier. I think who else did I see? Oh, Joyce. Joyce was here. She might still be here. My friends, I need you, if you're here, put your name in the comments. So I see you, Henry. You're back. Excellent. Let's put you on stage, Henry. Let's try again, Henry. Excellent. How are you doing?
I'm back. Hello.
You're back.
Can you hear me?
And yeah, we can hear you perfectly, my friend. We can hear you perfectly. How are you doing? I'm so glad you're here.
Unmute the thing.
Yeah, I realized. Well done. I don't think I think you didn't enable the mic at the beginning.
Yeah.
Before you came on stage.
Yeah. I
So
just
nice.
pressed mute for a quick second, and then it just wouldn't. It wouldn't unmute. Anyway, thank you very much for your patience. Thank you,
Thank
everyone.
you for coming on stage. You're the star, my friend. So Henry's designing my website for our book, our COVID anthology that you see behind me. So of course, you're doing business in Africa. Now, what do you want to share with us, Henry? What can we learn from you about scarcity of money and how we tend to think?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I've listened from the beginning, and it always helps to have a notebook. And I've jotted down a lot of points from what a lot of people are saying. There's a lot of stuff that's been said, some that's challenging, some that maybe, I don't know. Anyway, let's go into it. So I'm in Uganda. I've been here for a while. I came here initially on business many years ago, but because of COVID and other reasons, I just happened to temporarily be here. I do business here, but a lot of my business is actually not in Uganda because of the economy. It's terrible. Pastor Hebron, you said a lot of things which resonated, which I completely understand because we're next door to each other. You mentioned something about going into a supermarket and seeing Kenyan products. That's probably a Kenyan-owned supermarket. There's many of them. The fact is that Uganda does produce a lot of food stuff. It used to be the bread basket of the region, and it does produce a lot, but competition more than anything else. But if you moved around a bit, you probably would have seen more of that. Many years ago, a Ghanaian politician, because I'm actually from Ghana originally, we were talking about when I think it's the World Bank, it's a World Bank policy, I believe. So when Ghana joined this, obviously went for a loan and got it. And one of the conditions of that loan is that it allowed its markets to be open to products from everywhere, basically. Everyone was part of this World Bank initiative. So he was just complaining that, you can now go to a supermarket and find tinned fish from China that costs almost the same as the fish, local fish that you get on the market, and how it was going to squeeze out competition and so on and so forth. So when you mention about, seeing Russian goods and so on, that's probably maybe what it is, because that's what it reminds me of every time. So there's that. A lot of our issues here in Africa is down to education, and it's not that we're not capable of learning, it's just that we don't know where to get that information, or the information is not really readily available. Like, for example, in the UK, you can always find help online for various things, but in Africa, people are selling that information most of the time. So that sometimes is an issue. But we there's a lot of people who try. There is a lot, but we just don't have the same opportunities over here. That's just the bottom line. It was mentioned about, the big question on my mind was when Eni was talking about, how Africans see, let's just call ourselves the diaspora. How Africans see people in the UK and the US, for example, the diaspora, how they see us as having money. The truth is that, many of us who go back home, once a year or 4 times a year or whatever, that's our holiday destination. We don't go anywhere else. And when we come, we spend money like we're on holiday, like we've gone to Magaluf or something like that. And I think that's probably what people see, and they start to get ideas. But they don't understand the struggle. They don't understand that, you've probably saved up for a whole year and eaten fish and chips, or what is it we eat now? Sausages and beans or something. So that's there's a lot of kind of people don't really see the other side to it. there. They don't know. And also we who go over to Africa, some of us are show offs. We do like to enjoy. So there's that. Then the last thing I wanted to talk about was something which someone said to me some time back, which I think makes a lot of sense, but let me try to explain it. So in the West, I would call it the winter mentality. Winter is coming, right? So in the West, so from years, centuries ago, because of the winter, the conditions over there, people didn't work throughout the year. They worked up to a certain point. So if you're doing a project or you're building a house or whatever, you've got a certain time scale in which to do it, and you have to be disciplined and do it by then. But in Africa, we don't, in most of Africa anyway, we don't really suffer from that problem. And that could be where the mentality is a little bit different in terms of sustainability and long-term goals and so on and so forth. I'm going to leave it there unless anyone has any questions. I hope I got my points across. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you, Henry. I mean that sincerely. You've brightened the conversation. Many things you say, I'm sure, and I agree. I agree with. I love the winter is coming mentality that we have in the West. And I will say, fish and chips, my friend. You know how much that costs these days? The days of £2.50 fish and chips, Henry, they're gone, man. We're at £10.50 now, just for a small fish thing and some dry up chips. Seriously, yeah, we are. Fish and chips now.
You could probably go to Aldi and get that for a £5 or something. And just stick it in the mouth.
Not anymore. After the whole, the rise in inflation and all that a year ago, a couple of years ago, everything's gone up dramatically. But I think there's something in what you said about the mentality around discipline. I think maybe that's the answer to our problem. That's the answer that we have to implement here. I mean, say Bridget's on stage, for example. She's here to ask for help and support to move her platform forward. And I hope some of you at least will sign up to get the discount she's offering and to get the benefits, especially if you're authors. You have an intention to write a book. I'm saying, talk to Bridget for sure, right? And because we have to stay on track. To create something is not easy. When I say about, it's money is scarce, Hebron's dead right. Money is everywhere. But we think in a scarcity mindset. If we don't do the right thing for our business, money ain't gonna come. I hear when you say education is an issue, Henry. I hear of course, I think that's pretty likely true, right? But again, my conversation today, cool, Natalie, honestly, right. So as I was saying, Henry, a decent fish and chips in Peterborough costs up to £16. Fish and chips is cheap. Fish and chips is long gone. It's a thing of the past, right? I think everything we talked about today, everything Celine's mentioned, everything Hebron's mentioned, everything you've mentioned, Henry, it's about us teaching, educating ourselves, Henry. It's about us doing better for ourselves. So I think in Africa, we're very good at waiting for the system to make it happen for us. The government, the system. But in the UK, we know it's up to and the US as well, I'm sure, it's up to us to make it happen. When you mention that we're trying, yes, we're trying, but I'm not gonna give you money unless you are doing. How's that? I'm not going to invest money unless you have a business that is making money, that has potentials, right? I'm saying,
Go
on, please. Carry on.
Yeah, I mean, another challenge. Obviously, money, like cash money, causes a lot of problems. When someone has that money in their hand, it just changes things all the time. But another challenge we have here is the corruption. So, a lot of stuff that's been discussed by Selena, by Pastor Hebron, it's all, when I mentioned about the World Bank, this is all down to politics, stuff which is like, we could talk about this on a different subject for weeks and weeks. But the corruption levels means that you just don't get things done the same way you would get it done in the UK. So, for example, I'm working with a landlord who owns a property. He's trying to get some electrical meters installed in the property, and he paid the money for it and everything. And 1 year down the line, he's still waiting for the meters. And the story involves a lot of kind of like having to grease people's hands, pay all sorts of facilitation just to get that done. So imagine, for example, you own this property, you're in the UK, you own this property, and you have set up your brother or something to manage it. You're sitting there in the UK and sending all this money for all of this work to be done, and it's not being done. You cannot understand what's going on at all. You think that people are messing you around and so on and so forth, but the reality is that from the top to the bottom, the system.
Yeah. No,
the
look,
system is
again,
difficult.
Henry, look, I think you're right. That's probably that's the elephant in the room, right? You see, my thinking, because I can see Selena's dying to say something, but I'll give you the mic in a second, Selena, right?
No.
Hold on. So, okay. See, the thing about the corruption thing, right? And I say this for Africa as a whole, and Nigeria especially, because I lived there, right? Every level has corruption. It's not just the government that has corruption, Henry, right? Every level. That means, again, back to my point, it's on us as individuals. If we choose to be part of the corrupt existence, then don't be surprised when corruption hits us. We said now we need, as Africans, we need to be better, learn to work on discipline, hard work, vision, hope, creating, all the things we talked about today, right? But let's not. Now we must never sink to corruption. We must never sink to expecting something, someone to grease our hand to make something happen, whoever we are. I know that sounds ludicrous, but I'm saying unless we get to that level, Henry, right? Unless we get to the level where we are better people, we can't expect society to do better. We can't expect our government to be better. Are you with me?
You don't know. Everything you're saying is right. That's this is the right thinking, and this is how we start. But the only reason why I brought that up was that you mentioned, for example, you said, "Oh, I'm not going to invest in your business if it's not running." But when these are the challenges that come about, and say, for example, the one I gave you with this landlord, the brother on the ground is thinking, okay, you know what? Let me just please my brother. Let me just not, he's asking me too many questions. He's stressing me out over this. He doesn't understand. He simply doesn't understand that we've got to facilitate these things. So he takes the money out of his own pocket, right, to do that. And then obviously he suffers financially further down the line. But it creates all sorts of challenges and confusion and questions. And so you over there in the UK, you're thinking, oh, you know what, you guys, you don't know how to run business. I'm not investing money in you. Everything is really bad. And and the guy on the ground is just trying to do what he can. But no, you're totally right. Corruption is this is the problem. But sometimes, I don't know. It's hard.
Yeah, no. Look, and I will agree if I give the mic to Selena. I think we have to start somewhere. And my whole point, at the point of this room, I'm not going to save the world. I'm going to change Africa myself from here, right? I think we need to start it now. I'm hoping that we're starting a conversation that will lead us to, as individuals, to start doing the right thing, start thinking the right way, start getting educated, and start creating and start doing. This is a start. It's a start to the conversation I'm hoping that we're having here. Selena, now, what's your take?
Yeah, I mean, I know you were saying in Nigeria there's corruption. In Africa, there's corruption. There's corruption everywhere. You're talking about a brother sending money. There was a case which I saw on YouTube. I mean, it was this lady from Nigeria. She has been sending money to the brother from the UK to build a house to her standards. And the brother was doing exactly like But people were telling her lies. Said, oh, she is not doing it. He has spent all the money. There's nothing. So when she went back to Nigeria, and then she said, okay, let's go to the house. People were saying, there's no house. You're going to be told lies. She has been lying. Then they went to the house, and she found that the brother had built the house to her standards, exactly as she had stipulated. And you know what she did? She said, the house is yours, my brother, because you've been honest. You've been doing it without, like other people would do. I've seen also other brothers, like taking the money, the parents. In my country, there is a brother who, his older brother had gone to the States with his wife and family, sending money every time to Zimbabwe. Then they ended up what? When they built the house, they came to see the house. They wanted to come and settle now, retire after working. He took them to a hotel, Sheraton Hotel. They stayed the night. Second day, they said, when are we going to see our house? He says, no, don't worry, we are going. They're still polishing up. In the meantime, he was thinking of killing them. He poisoned them the second night they slept. Put some poison in their drinks. They slept and never woke up. In the morning, they were found dead. That's a brother. Can you see the two kinds of people you have? I've given you example to. It's not the government involved. It's the family, it's the love. Where is the support? Where is the family support? Where are you to support each other? We are family now. We are saying, okay, let's do things together to support each other so that we can help another person. But there will be somebody who will say, oh, no, I don't want to do that. Somebody's going to make money, so I don't want. Then how can I eliminate that person?
That's a harsh one, Selena. It sounds extreme, but people will do things, and they'll take it's on us, my friends, about integrity. It's the same in business, right? So if I'm going to give you money, then I want to know I'm going to get my money back. I want to see that you are doing the right things, that you have integrity, that you have the vision, that you can create the thing you're talking about. You have to be that person who does. Henry, you and I have done business before. I say we've done business, right? If I didn't trust you implicitly, knowing that you deliver what you say you deliver, I wouldn't give you a penny. Of course I wouldn't. Why who would? I'm saying African businesses have to find a way to learn the skills, the capabilities, to build the trust to get the money. Now, Hebron mentioned 7 banks. The banks aren't going to give you money unless they truly believe that your business is a business. They're going to throw money at you. They're never going to get back. They want to know they're going to get the money back. That's what investors look for. If you say, whether that's local, so African investors or foreign investors, you need to build that business, act with integrity, have something that you've created, and away you go. So, I see your husband in the background, Selena. It's a good night. I love. I want to go and see Selena on Saturday. So, I'm glad you're here. Natalie says we need a circular economy where we create sustainability. On the back of that is organic community farming. And she also says Africa needs true self-governance. We do. Now, these are the things that we need. And as businesses, we need to build real businesses. Now, Henry, I'll come back to your point earlier, right? I think we need to learn to serve our community, first of all. I think we need to learn to serve our town, our village, our town, our city, our state. When we serve people there, we will rise, right? Seriously, we will begin to have a foundation. More than that, I think we'll also learn how to run a business, how to build a business. These things don't happen in a vacuum. If you serve people, you learn something. And so we carry on. From there, once one can serve local, then you can go, then we can begin to serve abroad. A lot of people want the foreign money quickly without doing the work to build that business. I think that's my main point today. We need to become better people. We need to realize there's a way to attract them. Pastor Hebron, are you still there?
Yeah, sure, I'm still here.
Anything you want to add?
Yeah, I just want to add something about what Henry has said, and also Selena, the issue of corruption. Yes, or the fact that I agree that there is corruption, but I wanted to when I started attending these LinkedIn events, one day I met somebody and they started teaching about the law of attraction, and I think one of the things I just want to highlight here is that the universe operates with laws, and unfortunately, that is it may look factual. It looked that all most of our countries are corrupt, and that is a fact. However, there's another truth that sometimes when you think of negativity, you attract negative. When you think so much about the corruption issue, when you think about the government doing this and doing that, you will always attract what you're thinking. But I've come to discover that in this universe, there are also good people. There might be 1%, there might be 1%, there might be few. But I think one thing we need to start teaching ourselves is that, or the question we need to ask ourselves is that, if the government is corrupt, what am I doing? Me as a person, if I'm not corrupt, what can I do? What am I doing? Because I believe that I believe that we can be like what can you call it? Leaven. There's something called leaven, whereby the leaven, it might be small in a big kind of dough, but that leaven, when it starts when it's put in a flour, at the end of the day, that leaven will make the whole flour leaven. So I think we need to start having a conversation whereby, yes, if the government is corrupt, what about me? What am I doing? If I'm not corrupt, if I believe I'm not corrupt, then I believe that like in Kenya, we have about 52 million in population. I don't think that 53 million people are corrupt. There might be few who are corrupt, because we in our country we have a saying, which I think I started rewinding the saying. It says that when you put fish, several fish in one basket, and then they say that if one fish goes bad, or then all of them are bad. But I normally say that it's not true. It's not true that when one person is corrupt, then the whole thing is corrupt. So I think one of the things we need to start thinking is this: number one, in our community. I like the way somebody said, "What are we doing in our community? What can we do that is positive?" It might be everybody's negative, but I think with time, when we start thinking about bringing a positive impact, bringing a change, slowly by slowly. I like the way you say that this discussion might not change the whole Africa, but at the end of the day, it will change some few people, and these few people will make impact in their families, impact in their communities, and maybe impact in the globe. So I think one of the things is that let us not really. I have started veering from looking at what the government is doing versus what I am doing and what kind of things I can bring, because I believe I have a purpose in this earth. I believe I have a purpose in that community. Believe I have a purpose in this country. Yes, it might be a very small input, but my input is very important. So I think that's what I wanted to just to say on the issue of corruption, because again, I don't think there is any government in the world which is zero corrupt. I'm not sure. I'm here to discover that,
No,
because there is.
I think you're right. There's corruption everywhere. No, when I mentioned corruption to Selena on Saturday, she was like, "No, our government's corrupt here." the tax is too much. Don't spend it on what they say they're going to spend it on. I'm saying, and people take money, backhanders everywhere. I'm saying, I agree with you, Pastor Hebron. I really do. I think I don't know. And I agree with you. It is one person at a time. That's all we can do, and it is on us to be that person. Be that person that starts to change. One person lives here today, like you say, and does something different. We've been successful, Pastor Hebron. Everyone who's joined us, everyone who's spoken, you literally, that's what it would take. Chisholm, I love your idea. It all starts from finding a need and offering solutions. That's what a business does. That's what a business is. You need to find a need and offer solutions. As Natalie says, Africa is number one for many things, I'm sure. And there's a lot more climate adaptation, mitigating innovations and practices. See, but as Pastor Hebron said earlier, what's going to happen is we have these ideas, and Selena mentioned it also in passing, that we're going to sell the idea to someone for peanuts, literally peanuts, and then they'll refine it and bring it back to us and tell us to pay billions for it. And we're like, oh, I don't know what happened there. We'll sell our assets, we'll sell our minerals, Pastor Hebron, we'll sell everything we have for money that's not that's ridiculous, small money, and then people sell the stuff back to us in Africa for gazillions. That's how we have this import market that you're talking about earlier. So that's how we buy stuff from everyone else, and we buy it at extraordinary prices. And one day it might have to dawn on us that we need to keep our assets, our creations, build on them, and then sell it to the world when it's at a mature stage. So look, thank you so much, Pastor Hebron. I can't do this without you. So no, I'm glad you're here today. Let's talk. Let's get the next topic. I think maybe it's time to revisit our mindset thing, our mindset conversation. If I think this money mindset is still a problem. This mindset of we're victims, we're needy, is a problem. We need to change that. But thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Henry. Thank you, Selena. Thank you, Bridget. Go in the comments, find Bridget, or send me a DM. I'll happily connect you if you want to be part of her app to support authors. It sounds like an interesting idea, but it's let's support each other, number one, and let's create something that people actually need, and let's help ourselves as a society. Let's help ourselves. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much. Pastor Hebron, you're a star. You truly are a star. We'll talk soon. My friends, we'll be here again in 2 weeks' time. Go in the comments, connect with us. Let's have a conversation. Let me find out what you do. Pastor Hebron, I'm sure, is the same. Let's connect and let's meet. Let's talk. Let's help and support each other. I'll bid you farewell, my friends. Enjoy. Don't forget, if you're still awake, come to Lisa's menopause room later or not, if that's something that interests you. Let's talk about how we can do meal preps. Again, Africans know how to do food and meal preps, right? So let's talk about it. Otherwise, I'm sure I'll see you sometime in the week. Enjoy. Pastor Hebron, say goodbye. Take care, my friend. Take care.
Bye.
Take care.
See you soon.
Celebrate it with or without champagne or rum. Achieve success with Global.Media.com. Every step forward is a new beat to your drum. Achieve success with Global.Media.com. Let's celebrate.